In a so-called free state, officials and stakeholders concoct solutions to problems often created by other bureaucrats and with little regard for infringements on the people. These stories are born at the apex of freedom and entrepreneurship. We foolishly advocate for the taxpayer. Brian's Beat presents Freedom Fools.
Here we are on a Monday, beautiful day, feuding within the Republican Party. Get ready. We're going to go through the buddy system a little bit later on. Let's get ready for the Monday edition of Freedom Fools. Yes, indeed, we are back. Great to have that Sunday off. This is the final week of Freedom Fools, Monday through Friday. It will be on Saturdays from 1 to 4 p.m., Freedom Fools. But we are doing it this week for you. And in its place, Monday through Friday, Brian's Beat, the show that you hear on Saturday mornings. We're just, bringing the regular show on to Monday through Friday. All right, so lots of, media, lots of stuff going on. Let's start the way we normally start, and we have a guest who's going to be joining us in about 10 minutes or so. But did you know that today is Biological Clock Day? Mm-hmm. It's also Clean Comedy Day. Now, I got to tell you, I'm no prude, but I really admire comedians like Tim Conway, the late great Tim Conway, Sinbad. These guys, you don't hear swears coming out of their mouth. I'm not trying to say that they don't swear off stage, off camera. I love George Carlin. What I mean, was dropping F-bombs all over the place. And most comedians do when they're doing their routine that you don't see on TV, regular TV. Clean Comedy Day. It's also Confederate Memorial Day down south. And there might be some people that would like to celebrate it up here, but it's basically the southern states, Mississippi, Alabama, I think Georgia, maybe Florida. National Superhero Day. Now, I figure that's an AKA for Super Trump Day. Today, by the way, is day 100 of his presidency. I don't know how super he is right now, but the White House, the folks there, they seem to think so. It's Occupational Safety and Health Day, Pay It Forward Day, and Workers' Memorial Day. Now, Workers' Memorial Day, no relation to the Memorial Day that we're going to celebrate in about a month. Workers' Memorial Day is to honor those who died in the line of working. So, classic example, I'm sure you would understand this. The window washers that are outside high-rise buildings. You fall, you die. Workers' Memorial Day is for folks like that. 1934, President FDR signs into law the Homeowners Loan Act. I'm not exactly sure how all of that works, but if you take yourself back to 1934, and there may be some people listening that can indeed go back that far, you get an idea of how our government, the spending, got to be so large and so intrusive. I'm not trying to say that the program didn't mean well. But it wouldn't be the first well-intentioned program that turned out to be a big bust. 1952, Dwight Eisenhower. He resigned as the head of NATO forces and began a very successful campaign for the White House. Now, here's one that really surprised me. I did not know about this because, quite frankly, at the time, I was concerned about what was going on in the streets of Boston, the streets of Newark, the streets of Watts, Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, D.C. But in 1965, in order to prevent a communist takeover, the United States invaded the Dominican Republic. Do you remember that? We invaded the DR. Now we've got great relations with the DR, but in 1965, we invaded a sovereign country to, stop communism, the spread of communism. And I guess at that particular time, isn't that what we were trying to do in Vietnam? How well did that work? Our troops stayed there for more than a year, pretty close to a year and a half. All the turmoil going on at home, and we had troops in the Dominican Republic. Juxtapose that for a second. Now, I know you don't want to use troops to quell violence at home. I get that. But here we are trying to prevent a sovereign nation, two, for that matter, because we had a war going on in Vietnam, and we sent troops to the DR. All right, 1988. Now imagine this. You're on an Aloha jet airliner. The roof rips off the top of the jet you're sitting on, and it kills a flight attendant. What's running through your head? Please don't let me be next. Wow. I remember the story. 1988. I remember the story. I just don't want to try to put myself in that person's shoes. Never mind the flight attendant, but anybody else that was on the plane, and I mean no disrespect to the flight attendant. I'm just saying, wow. You're up there and you're thinking, what the hell's going on? 1994. This I do remember. A former CIA officer, Aldrich Ames, and his wife plead guilty to spying and giving secrets to the Soviets and the Russians. They didn't get deported. Life in prison without the possibility of parole for Aldrich Ames. This leads to the Bryansby quote of the day. Success is measured in the most important things, such as love, family, and friendship. Success is measured in the most important things, such as love, family, and friendship. That quote from Roma Downey. No idea who she is. Roma Downey. So there was an incident that happened the other day heading south out of downtown. It got caught on video. I saw the video, and one of the people involved is Buddy Andrade. And to be quite honest with you, as I looked at the video, I'm not quite sure why it happened. So I reached out to Buddy to find out why, and I think you might be interested yourself. So when we come back, Buddy Andrade is going to join us on Freedom Fool. Welcome back to Freedom Fools. I'm Brian. And joining me is a person, you may have seen the video. Maybe you haven't. It's online. It's viral, as they like to say. But it caught my attention. And I said, I know Buddy Andrade. And Buddy can be hot-tempered. But there's usually a reason for it. And I didn't get any context out of the video. And so I said, well, what the hey? Let's reach out to Buddy and try to find out what the hey is going on. So joining us this evening is Buddy Andrade. Buddy, hello.
Hello, WBSM radio people. How are you?
I am excellent. First of all, I want to be clear. According to the article that I read, they say you are the executive owner of Old Bedford Village.
Oh, boy. No, I'm not an owner of anything.
I was going to say, what the hell do you own?
I don't own anything. All right, but myself.
Well, I don't even know if you own that. You're married.
People who write and don't know what they're writing about, misinformation, and in this regard, it's pretty much stupid. How would you get me the owner of Old Bedford Village? I'm an executive director. We've been around for over 30 years doing this work. I've been around 50-odd years doing this work, and I want to say that this is really a sad thing for people to take a cheap shot at me that way. Here I am. I'm in my glory right now. I'm being honored by the Cape Verdean Recognition Committee after 50 years of work in the community and supporting of independence of the Cape Verdean government in Africa and all the work that I've done in this community. We've done 3 or 4 tours over the last 3 weeks. 2 tours with New Bedford, like the newspaper or whatever you want to call it. Nice article done by them, some good photos, all that. All the good things that we're doing in the community, and then I have to deal with this stuff with people what I call trying to gentrificate, trying to divide the community, don't know what they're doing, being misled by the person that was supposedly leading them.
Okay, buddy. I always have to tell you to, take that chill pill. I know you're excited, but we all.
I'm not excited.
Buddy, you're excited. Buddy.
I am cool, calm, and collected. I'm just
Buddy.
Go ahead.
Relax. Okay. What the hell happened?
For me, nothing really happened other than some individuals who came into the community without notice, without prioritizing or protocol and things of that nature. I give these tours all the time, and these folk have never come before, and whatever their intention were, I never got a chance to talk about it because I wasn't interested. We were working. They came in the middle of us doing 3 days of hard work, myself and 3 young students from the Bedford High School who got paid to work for us, part of our after-school work experience program. And 2 truckloads of stuff, 30 barrels of grass and leaves and all that we worked hard, picking up dog mess, doing all kinds of work all week long, and then to have these folk come in from out of nowhere and then stop trying to benefit off our hard work.
Okay.
And I have to leave.
What were you? What day was this? What kind of tour are we talking about?
Friday afternoon. We started working on Wednesday morning with the 3 guys. And we worked right into Friday afternoon when they came. And if they had came a little further up, they would have seen us working. They would have seen the piles of leaves. They would have seen the stuff that we were doing. Not just coming here like thieves in the night trying to gather information and take off.
What
but
kind of... Buddy. It's
You're
like the video... But I'm not getting why people were coming in and why you guys are...
I don't know why. That was my question. My answer to you is I don't know why. All I know is when they appeared while we were working, they appeared. I happened to go out onto the sidewalk and see them there, and then I went down and asked them to leave because I didn't know why they were there. Now, look, let me start by saying this. Anybody in the city that's listening to me right now that wants to tour, wants to come and find out what we're trying to do there, I invite you. It's an open door. It always has been. However, if you're going to come as a carpetbagger, if you're going to come as a thief in the night, we're not inviting you. We don't want you to come into our neighborhood using us as a backdrop for stuff that you're doing politically against one person against another. That's what we're talking about. That's what happened, and it shouldn't have had happened, but if they had done protocol, if they had just picked up the phone, hey, buddy, can we have a walk? I'll be more than happy. Anybody who wants to come.
So what is it that you are doing that people would want to come into that part of New Bedford, the South End, basically? What is it that people want to tour and see?
Well, I don't know what it is that we're doing wrong, and we're definitely not doing anything wrong. We have a 4.5-acre brownfield site that we spent now since 1990 trying to get it reused for something that will benefit the South End community that surrounds that site. And that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to build. We want a community health center there. We want a senior citizen center. We want a recreation, arts, cultural center. We're looking for things that would really benefit and making it a destination place, a walkable community for the residents who live there, and then trying to invest money into the existing housing to create a weatherization program, energy upgrades, solar energy, and things like that. That's what we're trying to do. Others would like to come in there and try to take our ideas, like this kid was doing and has been doing, and try to do it and say they're doing this, they're doing that.
We don't know.
It's the community that's doing it.
Buddy,
we are the community.
Buddy, we don't need... I don't know what kid you're talking about.
Well, whoever gave you put this video out, that's what I'm talking about.
I got it off of New Bedford Guide.
Yeah, well, somebody sent it to me early this morning. I've had a real good day. I've had so many people calling me, thanking me. Keep fighting, buddy. Thank you for what you did. Keep fighting, buddy. Who are those people that come in our neighborhood just like that after we've done all the work? I've heard it all already. I know I did what I was right. If I was to come into your house, on your property, your neighborhood, and start walking around looking on your lawn and going on, you'd be asking questions too. And that's all the heck I did.
All right, fair enough. You want to take a call?
I'll take a call, of course.
508-996-0500. Hello, you're on with Buddy Andrade. Hello? Hello?
Hello, this is Tom. I didn't realize Buddy was going to be on. Very interesting, Buddy. You know that if it's the Marshall Still site you're talking about, it's been going on for years and years and years, and the effort that you put into that, and you should be congratulated for that. I actually called for a different subject matter that you may be interested in, and that is the LIHEAP program. From what I understood today, the fuel assistance angle of PACE is going to be terminated, and all the people are going to be left laid off. So that is a piece of information that I think would have a great bearing on the community at large also. But,
and that's probably the most important thing we should be talking about is things like that. We should be talking about the New Bedford chief of police that is getting ready to retire under a cloud of suspicion of things of that nature. This is not the priority, but they chose to put it out there as a video and all that kind of stuff. Hey, I'm willing to talk to anybody. Everybody who knows me, I don't run or hide from anything, and I will fight for this community. I have and will continue to do so.
I don't think anybody is arguing that, Buddy, but you look at the video and there you are basically going off on these people, and I'm trying to figure out, what the whole thing is that's going on, because as I said before, yeah, you can be hot-headed, but there's usually a reason.
It's called divide and conquer. That's what you're dealing with. Michelle Paul from the city's environmental office, she escorted them around and blessed it. We're in the grant. We're members, we're party of this grant, $800,000 grant for the moss cutting tools assessment, reuse, and remediation and reuse project. And we have been working to try to get our neighborhood strong so that we could be part of building on this lot. And Michelle Paul and others like that would like to bring other people in to take over and do their thing and then help gentrify our community further. And we're not going to let it happen. At least not without a fight.
I get you, buddy. I just want to make sure.
Thank you very much, because you know the issues. You've been here, and I almost think I know you. But listen, keep supporting what we're trying to do. It's the best thing for the city of New Bedford. It's the best thing for the community in general. A walkable that everybody would be proud of to say, look what they did.
Caller, okay, caller's gone. In the last couple of minutes, because I know you got to go, buddy. Gentrification. I heard you say that a couple of times. Do you think that is the big to-do here? Do you think that folks are coming in trying to take over the area, maybe buy up the property?
It's already happened. I was in court last year after being assaulted by an individual who bought a house, started cutting down trees, called the N-word by his contractor, went to court. All right, and then the guy decides, I'm leaving, and left a terrible mess here on property that we've been working on since 1997. We have houses being sold here for anywhere from $450,000 to $600,000.
Nobody in that neighborhood's buying them.
What do you call that?
Oh, I know it's here. I want to hear it from you, buddy. I want to hear, buddy. I want to hear it from you. I know what it is, but I want you to say it.
You want me to talk about gentrification? It's happening.
Okay.
We're fighting. We will listen, people here want to stay here. They love this community. They want to see it grow and build. And Old Bedford Village, since 1997, when we formulated with the Minority Action Committee, that's the work we've been doing. And we've been successful in maintaining the control of the site. We're a PIP with the Department of Environmental Protection. We're recognized by EPA, okay, as a partner in this project. So let us do our job. Come and help. Don't come and try to take and steal our ideas and then try to make them their own. And that's what we're trying to. The plagiarism is worse than the gentrification.
Maybe. I think when people are out of a home, they're not thinking about the plagiarism.
Well, if they're out of a home, then there's a funny-ass way of trying to get one. First, you got to get a job.
Yeah, look, I hear you, but if that's the case, if they can't afford the rent, and you and I both know rents are sky high around here, what are you going to really do?
Talking about was trained by one of our jobs trainings program. He has an opportunity to get some skills to get the kind of job that he can afford a good home, and that's what this is about. It's getting people an opportunity to go ahead and be able to learn and earn, and then have a good life. And not step on other people's and try to get your life from somebody else's misery.
Just going to read a little bit here, and I want your comment on it. The person who put the post up, there's no name to it. Hello, I participated in a walking tour in New Bedford and was deeply disappointed by the way a community figure addressed the group. He made racist and misogynistic remarks. I have a video of him making these comments.
Well, whatever they said, I said. I don't apologize for nothing I said or did. I'm ready to fight the next person that comes in to try to do the same thing. And so let this be a lesson. I'm buddy. I'm not going to change what I do or have been doing for the last 50-odd years. I've been successful in what I've done, and I will continue to be so. You know why? Because the community wants it. They want something that's positive for the community. They want a walking destination. They want to be able to say, this is ours, and we can go over there and do the things that we can with our kids and our families and health care and all that stuff. That's what we're fighting for. This goes back to the riots. This goes back to model cities. This goes back to urban renewal, and what we're trying to do is correct all those things that happened then and make something happen now for the community that would be ownership of the community, by the community, with the community.
I got you, buddy. I got you. I want to thank you for coming on, man.
Well, I thank you for inviting me. And listen, this gentleman called me, and that's why I'm here. Anybody can do the same thing. I talk all day long, all night long if I have to. If you want to come on and talk. Don't be a carpetbagger, somebody coming in at night to steal or break in somebody's house or whatever. Come and be man or woman. Knock on the door, pick up the telephone, let's talk. I'll even buy coffee or I'll make it at the office.
All right, man.
And you'll enjoy my tours. I give good tours. Good tours.
Well, go out and get a real estate license.
I got 4.5 acres of land right now that we are trying to make a pristine thing for the community. It was violated. It was left abandoned by a multinational corporation. It was contaminated. It still has contamination on it. Help us get the political pressure we need on the mayor's office and them to let us do our thing. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Buddy Andrade, he is not the executive owner. He is the executive director of the Old Bedford Village, coming onto the program today. I don't know if you've had a chance to see the video. It's out there. It's up there. 508-996-0500 is how you get onto the program today. Hello.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
It's your last week on Freedom Fools during the week.
Last week for Freedom Fools, but Brian's beat will be taking over.
Yeah. Well, I would like to talk to Buddy. You know, the problem is our city is that we're being run by bureaucrats that don't even live in our city. You know, they live in Dartmouth and Acushnet, Fairhaven, Mattapoisett, and they run our city. I mean, you know, maybe you said gentrified. Yeah, that's what it is. Our city's run hard. Superintendent doesn't live here. The police chief, Paul Oliveira, was living in Westport. That's why the city's in the hole. You know, the power brokers that run the city behind the scenes. Mayor John Mitchell's a puppet of the power brokers, who some of them don't even live in our state.
Huh. So, besides residency, what would you suggest doing about these power brokers?
Well, I say that we elect people, you know, whether it's city council or mayor, they're going to put people who live here and love our city and want our city to thrive and succeed to be appointed to positions, the important administrative positions in our city. You know?
I hear you, and you're not the only person who's made a comment like that, but you will hear from administrations. It's difficult to find those people with the credentials that live in the city or that want to live in the city.
That's what we hear. That's double talk, because you know they make decisions and then they get in their car and they drive out of here, far from here. They don't care what happens here. The bureaucrats, they get in their car, and if it doesn't pan out, big deal. They have no skin in the game. They just get a paycheck and they get in their car. And
do you think that we have?
That winter.
Do you think that a city? Do you think a city like New Bedford has too much government, too much red tape?
Yeah, I think so. I think since the mayor's been in office, he ran in 2011, he got in 2012. Since he's been there, his administrative office has grown considerably. He likes to live it big on the taxpayer dime, and then he's trying to say that the city council needs to cut back on this and the other thing. But the mayor himself needs to tighten his belt, and he don't want to do that. He waits until the last minute so he can put supplemental, extensions on the budget. He knows how to play the game. But the last thing is, Buddy was talking about jobs. Yeah, we need jobs. But that wind turbine thing, most of these people came from out of state, and they were told there was going to be X number of jobs. It comes to find out those numbers were greatly exaggerated, and we didn't get too much jobs for people in our city that they claimed was good-paying jobs.
Well, I think I said that at the beginning. Those, not all these jobs are going to go to city people. People rebuffed me, but let's look where it is right now. It's not going forward. But you always have the MBTA. They're looking.
Yeah, but they're looking, but nobody wants the job. You had a guy called on your show. He says, the number of hours you get put working for the train, and then if a route gets canceled, then you're working longer, and some people don't last long. And that's a guy who I think he said he was from Dartmouth, over 40 years working for the MBTA. And he says
pretty close to it. I think 35, but yeah. Well, it's true. What you're saying and what that guy said on Freedom Fools, but the bottom line is the bottom line. Pretty soon, you're going to have a lot of people out of federal jobs, and people are going to need work.
Jobs, Brian, I'll say this last thing. What the kind of jobs are here? Nonprofit organizations. You want to be a nonprofit? You want money? You want to work for a nonprofit out of college? You come to New Bedford. Those are plenty of those kind of jobs.
Not just New Bedford. You've got them all over the Commonwealth.
Yeah, but
you've got them all over the Northeast Corridor, all the way from Boston all the way down to Washington, D.C.
Well, it's the number one state to give out social programs. It's Massachusetts. Out of 50 states, we're number one, and when it comes to attracting new businesses, we're at the bottom of the barrel. We're number 50. You can look if you don't believe me, look it up.
No, I would find it hard to believe that any state beats California as far as the dollar amount of nonprofits, but you're probably right as far as the number of nonprofits.
Right.
All right, man.
All right,
thanks.
Brian. It's good talking to you.
Nice
I'll
talking to you too.
On Saturdays, Brian.
All right. Well, look, Freedom Fools is on Saturday. Brian's Beat will be here on Monday through Friday.
All right, Brian.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. 508-996-0500 to get onto the program. There are other things going on. That thing dealing with Buddy and certainly the first caller who was calling for something else. I guess PACE. I haven't had a chance to look this up, but apparently the federal PACE funds will be no more effective when. I'm not quite sure. When Josh Amaral was over there, he was a good source for that type of information. Josh is now working for the city of New Bedford, another person who's working in city government. But he would be somebody to talk to about that. 14. Couple of things dealing with 14. We are 3 minutes off today from 14 hours of daylight. It wasn't too long ago when it was dark at this particular time of day. Certainly before we turned the clocks, it started getting a little lighter. But now, 13 hours, 57 minutes of daylight. Today, I think it's 13 and 59 tomorrow. Maybe it's 14 hours. There's another 14. 14 is the number of times Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Campbell has taken the Trump administration to court. Not by herself. There have been other attorneys general. 14 times in 100 days. That's got to be a record. I'm not sure, but that seems like it would be a record. What's the sense of going after drug dealers and illegals when you can just go after a president? 14 times. 14 times in 100 days. Today is day 100. 508-996-0500. Hello.
Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
I wanted to tell you I took a walk I usually walk in Oak Grove Cemetery.
Yep. I just had to picture it. Go ahead.
So I walked there. The other day, a lady told me there was coyotes. She saw them, and she said, you should be walking with a stick. So I didn't see them. And you know the city yard is there's a fence there, and the city yard is there on the other side of the fence, and then you can see the high school.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So anyway, I'm walking, and then a girl's in front of me, and with a dog, and then we started talking, and she said there's a den with 5 baby coyotes in there, and she took pictures of them, and they were all out when she took pictures, but when I went by, they weren't. So she brought me to it because I was not far from it, and she brought me and showed me. You could smell it, kind of stunk.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and there's a den. The mother made a den. She dug.
Isn't that right?
Anyway,
it's also by the dog park too.
No. This is down. This is where the city yard is. If you're going to go down,
Yes. Across the street from the. Yes, I got you now.
All right. So anyway, I guess I have to call animal control because those are going to get big, and then they could go and eat the little dogs and stuff in the yards, right?
I would. Anything is possible. Yes, I think you've made a good point. I also think that the coyote has probably made a home to try to keep her young and safe. Not that I'm trying to stick up for them, but yeah.
No,
I mean,
they're cute. They're cute.
Oh, I get. You know what? They're cute to somebody else. I'm the type that you talk about deporting. I'd put them in a crate and send them over someplace else.
But I don't want to walk there now because there's coyotes.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Oh, now I got to find another spot.
Well, there are other places to walk, but that doesn't mean coyotes won't be there.
They're taking it over because I don't know, I guess they're getting pushed out and they're coming closer in the city.
So do you think that the coyotes were huddling one day and they were saying, these humans are taking over?
That's right. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. So they're just fighting for their land back. Give it to them.
I know.
Give it to
them. I know.
them.
So either I got to be walking tall with a stick.
Yeah.
Or like Mary, I'll have a spatula.
Yeah, well, I don't know that that's going to work too well. But I've heard of people getting bit. It's certainly in Dartmouth. There was a lady on old Hicksville Road, I think it was, who got bit. So, you got to watch out.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there anymore because I was shocked. I was walking alone the other day and I wasn't even thinking. And I walked right by that where she had the den. And I don't know where the mother and father is, but the babies are there.
Yeah, chances are the father's not around.
No.
Might not be safe after birth. All right, thank you. I do appreciate that warning. Over by Oak Grove, don't be walking without a stick or whatever. Anyway, Andrea Campbell, the Attorney General who is soon to be moving to Dartmouth, has taken the Trump administration to court 14 times in 100 days. I emphasized this because it's my understanding, and, if I'm wrong, I'm sure the correct people will correct me. But I do remember one time reading when Attorney General Campbell was preparing to take the Trump administration to court back when Trump first took office after one of his executive orders. The folks in Campbell's office were talking about now we got to go out and hire attorneys to argue this case because Andrea Campbell, she might be there on occasion when these cases are coming up, but she's not going to be arguing the case. Somebody else does it. They go out and hire attorneys. Now, you would think the Attorney General's office has a lot of attorneys. Yes? So why can't they have one of their attorneys argue the case for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts? Why do we pay out of pocket for something like that? I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and say I think Andrea Campbell is wrong, but I am going to say you are the Attorney General. Why can't you argue the case? If you can't argue it, why can't somebody on your staff that you're already paying go to that court and make your pronouncement, along with the other states. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. No, I'm not. But people always ask, are you high? No, I'm not high.
You know what? I swear to you, I was going to say swear to God, but there's no need to do that. I swear, I was going to make a point to make sure I said hello and not hi. Because last time you said, why can't you just say hello?
Hello.
So I'm glad you brought this up. So 2 things. One, I didn't know about this Andrea Campbell 14 times. I find this interesting. I know her name's been around a lot lately, but I didn't realize.
Attorney General,
14.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't realize it was 14 times. Okay, so, but you say the word, she brought Donald Trump to court 14 times, but he hasn't been to court yet, right?
Yeah, the administration.
Right. Yeah. So I think so what she's bringing up against him, but that's okay because
why is it okay?
Elizabeth Warren and Maura Haley is taking Donald Trump to court for fraud of the stock market, like giving out, letting his buddies and the rich people know, hey, good time to, buy stocks or sell your stocks.
Goldman
and whatnot,
Sachs.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's got a whole bunch of cases, and it's just ridiculous. It's a waste of our taxpayers' money. It's just more nonsensical BS, just pure BS. But I wanted to go to the first call. The guest that
Buddy.
you had on your show today. Yes, buddy. Woo, so much compassion. So I need to know. I don't know why I've had a very hectic. It's been crazy the last couple of weeks for me, being sick and then this and then family stuff and everything. So I wanted you to, could you just expand on this Bedford Village? Could you please tell me what is going, what is the whole deal about this? I'm in
the area is known as Bedford Village. It's, I'm not exactly sure where it starts, but it's after Monty's Park. Do you know where that is? In the South End?
Monty Park.
Yeah. So if you go down south first, South Second is on one side, and Acushnet Avenue is on the other side, and you travel travel down that way, over by the Gomes School.
I'm trying to visualize the landmark.
Gomes School.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That area is known as Bedford Village.
Okay.
Buddy, for the longest time, has been cleaning up the area, and he's been trying to stop gentrification from coming into the area. He hasn't been all that successful at stopping the gentrification because housing prices are, in that area, $400,000 homes. Yeah, 2 families, but that's pretty outrageous.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa, that is really.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And so
go ahead.
That part hasn't worked too well, but he's also trying to clean up an area so better services can come in there, and he would like his folks to partner with others to help build it up. And so there were people that came in on a tour the other day. I think he said it was on Friday, and basically, he caught them doing a tour, and he probably went off a little too hard on them, but it is what it is. He sees people coming in trying to take over, his territory that he's marked, and many others have helped him to mark it, and he doesn't want to put up with it.
Right. So he's a very proud man. We can all gather that.
You can hear that.
High strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can hear the proudness. You can hear the high strongness. He's just, he's proud and he's vigorous, and you got to respect that kind of what vavoom. I mean,
vavoom.
I'm interested. Yeah, because his personality, he's got that vavoom. And it's like, wow, I'm like, who is this man? Like, why don't I know about him?
So
why don't I know more about
you hear me enough,
this?
and I say people have to be active. Buddy is one of those people. I don't always agree with what he's being active about, but damn it, he's out there. That's what he does.
Well, you know what?
That's what the city of New Bedford and all the communities in the Commonwealth
need that.
People being active like that.
Yes, and well, I have to say, whether anybody agrees or not agree, he admitted because you had that app chat or something, and a female or somebody said that, oh, I got him on video, and he was being racist, and he said, and you know what I love? He said, yep, okay, you probably did. I probably said it, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
Right. Hey, only because of time, I got to let you go, but thank you for your call.
But you know what? I'm glad you had that guest on. I'm going to look more into it.
All right, great. Thank you. We'll look a little more into 101 days of the Trump administration. Depending on how you look at some of the numbers, this side says it's okay, the other side says it's not. I'm going to say adios.
Traveling around from town to town, sometimes I think I'll settle down, but I know I'd hunger to be free. Roving's the only life for me. A-drifting